I've been slipping back, heading south, car sick on a Tuesday, missing cash, blacking out.
Hi and welcome back to the Beautiful Things and Memories vlog. When I was younger, I thought 30 was so old. I even thought that I wouldn't reach the age of 30 because, I was just naive and stupid. By the way, I turned 30 last December 13. These are a couple of things that I learned in my 20s. Wow, being 20 and free, right? What an age and what a time to be in when you're 20. When you're in your 20s, you basically have a free pass in life to make errors, to commit mistakes, to do the trial and error thing. But as you get to 30, you're still not that old, but there are just a couple of things from the past decade that you've learned about yourself and about other people and the world and life in general that you can actually and you could practically use in real life when you need it in the future. We probably have 50 or so more years to go if you're lucky, right? So I learned to figure out what I wanted because I experienced a couple of jobs in the past. I did sales, I did marketing, I did customer service, I did reception, what else did I do? A secretary, admin, mostly office work, right? And ultimately, I also practiced my nursing profession back in 2016 or 17 for a couple of months, just a couple of months. That's a long time before I was able to practice, the thing that I learned in college for 4 years. And I realized a couple of things. Just because you learn this or that in college, it doesn't mean that that's your be-all, end-all in life. That doesn't mean that that's the only thing that you could do in your life. If you want to pursue other things, then go pursue them. You're all free in that sense, right? And I'm not saying that figuring out what I wanted ended in my 30s. It's just that when you're 30, you start to learn a couple of things and realize a couple of things about you that make you happy. And you start to appreciate that those things actually, whether it's positive or negative, they all help to mold you to the person you've become. Another thing I learned in my 20s is to completely stand on my own. Yeah, I would accept money from or financial support from my mother or my dad. But when I was in my 20s, I started working. So financially, I wasn't dependent on anyone anymore. In all practicality, that's the number one highlight in your 20s. You learn to be an adult and to take care of your own expenses and your own income. You learn to appreciate the value of money, the value of earning a living all on your own. And you start to realize how difficult it is to earn an honest living. I learned to design my life. So it's different when you're working just, to pay the bills and to put some money in the wallet and to survive. And it's also different when you start asking yourself what you really want, the job that you really want to have, or the career that you really want to pursue. It's quite different when you're trying to design the kind of life that you'd like for yourself. And in my 20s, that's what I learned. Probably subconsciously, I tried a couple of jobs just to experience all those jobs, just to figure out what I really wanted. And ultimately, now that I'm 30, I realize that being 30 is more intentional than being in your 20s, because when you have the intention of trying to design a life for you for the rest of your life, it's much more grounded on experience and not just on ideas or ideals when you were 20 or younger. I learned that life isn't just about me or my feelings. So this is a hard one because, as millennials or as people from my generation, we tend to feel entitled. We tend to feel like we deserve this or that from other people, and we deserve to be seen and to have all the attention and for our feelings to be acknowledged. But the truth is that people do what they do. We have to accept that. We have to actually learn, even if we learn it the hard way, that life is not about being pleased by others. It's not even about pleasing others. It's about knowing that you have the power to control your own response. You are responsible for your own feelings and you are responsible for your own actions and mindset. And especially when you have a child or when you're trying to start a family, that's not to scare you, but it's to empower you, because sharing your life with others and actually thinking about others or thinking about people beyond yourself is actually empowering, because you know that your actions affect other people and that your actions impact other people. So in all of these learnings, I think the number one lesson that I learned is to be patient. Patience, because when you have an idea of what you want to achieve later on in life or in the future, career-wise or personally, you get to put systems and strategies and plans in place, and you tend to want to accomplish the result or achieve or see the results immediately or as early as possible, but that's not the case because these things take time. Remember, you're talking about your life now, you're talking about your career now. It doesn't just happen in a month, in a day, in a week, in a year even. It happens slowly, but surely if you want it to be stable, you have to put in the hours and the work and the patience and everything else in between. And so I think the trick is to not overthink things, to just do what you can, to deliver on your promises, to commit to the goal that you have, to commit to the future that you'd like to have, to the life that you have designed for yourself, and just keep learning along the way. That's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching this vlog. See you again in the next vlog. I appreciate your time. Bye. By the way, I turned 20.